Hello, this is Sherri Gallagher with Technacon Company Incorporated, and this is the last section of ISO 9001-2015 that Technacon Company Incorporated has a planned presentation, at least at this time. Section 10, Improvement, has changed a bit from 2008 edition. There's no longer a requirement for preventive action. Preventive action is determined to be either a requirement of corrective action or an actual improvement project. The section on nonconformity has moved in part into corrective action and in part into Section 8 of operations with the control of nonconforming product. Most of what was ISO 9001-2008 Section 8 Measurement, Analysis, and Improvement has been split into Section 9 Performance Evaluation and Section 10 Improvement in the 2015 edition of ISO 9001. So how do we select opportunities to improve? Well, the purpose is to enhance customer satisfaction. This may be a better product, shorter delivery times, lower costs, or lower environmental impact. Improvement opportunities are discussed in the management review, but ideas for improvement can come from customer satisfaction surveys, marketing organization reports, suggestions and recommendations from interested parties. Now remember, your interested parties are people like your employees, your shareholders, your customers, third-party observers, registrars. Preventive actions are eliminated because most preventive actions can either be broken down and called an improvement to the process and the quality management system, or an improvement to the part of the corrective action. Now, improvement projects have some requirements. They shall improve the product or service to meet requirements. So if you're not meeting what you had said you were going to do, then the improvement project is going to make sure that you do. Or an improvement project may address future needs and expectations. So there's a category of problem that you know will crop up in about 0.01% of the product, but you want to eliminate it. Or there is a feature, like in a cell phone, that you see that people would like. So that's an improvement project. It can be correcting, preventing, or reducing an undesirable effect. So maybe there's a small scratch, or maybe there's variation in color, or maybe it's medicine and it's not effective in all cases. It varies according to dosage, and the dosages vary from pill to pill. Or you could be improving the performance and effectiveness of the overall quality management system. Maybe you're putting in a new way of scanning things. Maybe what you're doing is putting in an automated inspection process so that you can eliminate nonconformances getting out the door. Let's start with nonconformities and corrective actions. Nonconformities are found either in process or they're found at the customer. In Section 8 operations, we talked about controlling the nonconforming product and preventing it from getting into the product stream or to the customer. The focus of Section 10 improvement is to control the nonconformity in that we're going to stop making it. We're not going to make the bad stuff anymore. We're going to deal with the consequences. We're going to deal with missed deliveries. We're going to deal with refunds. We're going to deal with recalls. We're going to deal with illness or injury. We're going to deal with what the consequences are, and we're going to make sure that they don't happen anymore. We're going to evaluate the need for action because not every nonconformity is actually a problem of the company. For example, suppose the customer has someone on their dock who borrows some product out of their box. Now you have a picture that shows that the correct quantity was shipped. But when the customer gets it, they're showing a box with one missing. Well, it probably isn't on your end. There's no damage to the box, so it wasn't the shipper. So something probably happened to the customer, but you're not going to sit there and argue with the customer and say, well, it's your fault, dude. You're going to give them the credit or send them one more product, and you're going to say, it's not a corrective action. There's nothing we can do about it. We know it wasn't from us. On the other hand, if you had weighed the box of product and then you weighed the individual parts and you realize that you actually did ship one short, well, then you also have to decide what you're going to do so you don't ship one short in the future. That means identifying and eliminating root causes. So if you've ever heard of the thing of ask why 5 times, it's not just a simple thing of, well, we counted wrong. Well, why did you count wrong? Well, maybe the scale you were using for weight counting wasn't sensitive enough. Well, why wasn't it sensitive enough? Well, we have a wide variety of size in our product, so maybe we need multiple scales. As you can see, you go on with why. You're going to ask why 5 times to try and get to the very root cause and eliminate it the first time. You've got to dig. Don't take the easy answer. Then you're going to look at other places for the same kind of nonconformity where it might occur. Do you have a family of product? If you do, can this occur in that family, in other members of the family? Is it limited to one part in the family, or is it the whole family, and you just haven't been noticing the issue before? Could it be that you're getting variation in a colorant in a plastic injection molder? Well, is it because of the colorant, and is it happening in everything you do? Well, then you need to go back and address the colorant itself and not the various products. But you have to look at every product that type of colorant is used in. And then you have to implement the corrective action. In other words, fix it. And when you're fixing it, try and make it so that it's foolproof, so that it's harder to do the product wrong than to do it right. Is there a way to make it so that you can only do it the correct way? You try and make it impossible to make the product wrong. Then you're going to evaluate the effectiveness of your corrective action. Was it a real solution or only part of the solution? Is there actually something else out there contributing and you didn't even realize it? Now you need to go back to the FMEA and update risks and opportunities. Did you have the frequency correct? Did you have the opportunity to correct? Did you even think of this as being a potential risk? If not, you need to put it on the list. And from that, do you need to update it? Does it cause you to generate other risks? Did you just get the probability of occurrence wrong? Did you get your probability of detection wrong? Do we need to update our risk and opportunity analysis? And if we do we need to take additional action? And finally, do we need to revise our whole quality management system? Was it a system failure? Was it a planning failure? Was it a failure on the part of top management? We need to address the real root cause and look for what was the issue. Because the whole purpose of a corrective action isn't to play I got you and point fingers. The purpose of corrective action is to prevent it from ever happening again, which is a form of improvement. And of course, this is ISO 9001, so you are going to retain documented information on the nature of the conformity, what action was taken, if any, and the results of the corrective action. Now, if you remember from the management review, one of the items that's looked at is the corrective actions. This information feeds right back into the management review, as does all continual improvement. One of the objectives of the management review is to come up with improvement projects. So what is continual improvement? It is the expectation the organization will never stop trying to improve the suitability of the quality management system, the adequacy of the quality management system, and the effectiveness of the quality management system process. We must always and forever improve. So that's it, folks. In conclusion, I would like to leave you with a quotation from Dr. W. Edward Deming. Improve constantly and forever every process for planning, production, and service. Search continually for problems in order to improve every activity in the company, to improve quality and productivity, and thus to constantly decrease costs. Institute innovation and constant improvement of product, service, and process. It is management's job to work continually on the system. Design, incoming materials, maintenance, improvement of machines, supervision, training, and retraining. Thank you very much for tuning into these videos. That's the last one. They're here for you. If you'd like to contact me, my email is technacon1986@sbcglobal.net. You have my cell phone. And you can always check us out at technacon.com. Thank you very much. Have a glorious day.